You want to have a break from that Zelda game? It seems like your eyes are having some problems.
Well, tears is in the title, so I kind of knew what I was getting myself into.
Honey, would you make me some coffee?
Okay. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Nothing. Shut up.
You talking to me?
Never mind.
Do you need some help?
No, I got this. Yes! Okay, now what? Okay. Coffee to coffee machine. Coffee machine to mug.
Thank you. You sure you're okay?
Fine.
That's good.
Yeah, think I'm gonna take a break on the game for a bit. Alright, honey, tell TikTok what you told me.
We can't go to medieval times right now.
Even though it's right there, I think that you didn't see how close it was. Do you see how close?
I see how close it is.
There's parking right in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Are you worried about that drawbridge? Because I think it goes up.
No, honey, we're not going in it, so we don't have to worry about the drawbridge right now. What if we went to medieval times for your birthday?
Okay.
Before we announce the pre-line prior departure post-check, we'd like to begin our last preliminary seating priority pre-board. For everyone non-confirmed to Zone 0 through F, members of our Sky Love You Rewards family who have not applied to our See You Later Navigator credit card but have above Blue Bling status or below in our The Soar You Know Executive Lounge, where you have unlimited but non-exclusive perks including triple miles, half miles, and the option to tell the captain where to land.
I wish there was a Beast Wars movie.
It'll happen. Hey, I'm you in 2023. So yeah, that Beast Wars movie comes out.
Is it like the most amazing movie ever?
I don't know, we didn't see it.
Well, do we still read Marvel Comics?
Actually, they do movies now.
They made a Marvel movie?
30 of them.
And?
Well, actually, sometimes we make money criticizing how the last dozen weren't as good as the first dozen. And what is that, like a CD player? What, oh, this? Kinda. I mean, like, this button plays music. What kind of music? All of it. All of it. But, like right now we're more into, like, true crime podcasts. And what is that? Just people talking about, like, horrific crimes and violence. You're not really selling adulthood. You know what? I am realizing that. I'm just gonna, head out, so.
Oh, wait, before you go.
Our Pog collection. It comes in handy, right? Yeah, good. That's a relief. All right, so while we're on the subject of appreciating actors support your unions, I want to take a second and give a shout out to a very specific subset who I don't think get enough praise. Anyone who played the wife, girlfriend, or love interest to the goofball, overacting comedy icons of the 90s. The Maura Tierneys, the Tia Carreres, the Julie Bowens. That is acting. Uptight British men pretending to be uptight British men? That is not impressive. You want to know what's impressive? Courtney Cox selling the idea that Ace Ventura is a real human being. Be honest, you only believed Peak Adam Sandler learned a valuable lesson about parenthood because Joey Lauren Adams did. Christine Taylor believed in the power of blue steel before any of us. Dude, Lauren Holly effortlessly making us all believe she'd still be around after what Jeff Daniels did to her bathroom. Watch these movies again, and this time, focus on these silent heroes. People think the bite and smile's the hardest thing for an actor to master. Now, try nailing the subtle eye roll when Chris Farley just threatened kids in a scene that still has to go on for a few more minutes. We should all thank them for their service, because be honest, without them, all of the humping inanimate objects and talking out of orifices would have come off a little forced. Hey. Whoa. Hey, algorithm, I didn't see you there. Then I'm doing my job. Right. You watched a video on the Buddy Holly plane crash. Yeah, to research a thing. Do you want to watch another one about the pilot's toxicology report? No. How about one about what the crash site looks like today? No. Did you know about the conspiracy of the Big Bopper being the only one found outside the plane? No, and this is a good opportunity to say that if I need to see anything like that, I'll come to you. I'll type it in. I suggested that video of the tragedy on the set of the Twilight Zone movie, and then we binged all night. Yeah, I got a little obsessed, and then I brought that story up to people on 3 separate occasions, and it got awkward every time. I know what you like. Okay, but you don't. Remember when I wanted to learn about the making of John Carpenter's The Thing? I remember everything. Yeah, but then you got a little confused and started sending me suggestions for 10 things I hate about you. The sweetest thing. Something borrowed. How about famous last photos of celebrities? Bookmark it. We'll watch it later. Thought so. Look, I have roommates, and when I want to show them something, I need my feed to not just be stunts gone wrong and morbid events caught on live TV. What else? Death masks throughout history. Are you writing this down? Nope. Want to watch some disturbing lost media? How long? 25 minutes. No. I also have one that's an hour and 30. Fire it up. Let's rock. A guy raised on Chef Boyardee learning how complicated the supermarket can be. Part 1, cider. My wife needed a lot of apple cider for a recipe. After arriving home with the only thing in the store labeled apple cider, I was thanked for my attempt, but informed it was actually sparkling apple cider, and though nowhere to be found on the label, more of a juice. Undaunted, I then went to a second supermarket and FaceTimed with her to eliminate all confusion, only made worse at her first words, "You're in the juice aisle? That's so cute." After being redirected to produce, I found what we both agreed was apple cider. However, after the previous debacle, I took a closer look and informed my wife the label said 100% juice, to which she responded, and now I'm quoting, "That's fine." So if anyone needs cider from the juice section that I got instead of the juice from the cider section, I am open to trade for a few cans of beefaronis.
I have the idea. We are going to reinvent ice cream. Dippin' Dots.
Okay, well, that's going to be a tough market to penetrate, so like you're thinking supermarkets?
Fairs.
What?
Amusement parks. Zoos. Malls.
Okay, prominently displayed.
Off in the corner.
Okay, well, we'll start hiring vendors.
Machines.
What?
Vending machines with vacuum tubes that are fun to watch once and then they're just annoying.
And they work?
Occasionally.
Okay, I can see how we could, sell this as a modest alternative to...
It's the ice cream of the future.
Oh my god.
At a horse track in the off-season. Let's call an invisible horse race.
And they're off! Out of the gate, it's Ghost of Seabiscuit, Recently Glue, and Nye Little Pony. Ghost of Seabiscuit pulling ahead with 0 horsepower, Mr. Dead and Horse of a Missing Color pulling up the rear. Recently Glue picking up steam, Hooves in Mysterious Ways now gaining, passing Nothing Mare, Trot the Farm, and Colt in the ground. Recently Glue and Nye Little Pony out front, but here comes Hooves in Mysterious Ways. It's Hooves in Mysterious Ways, Recently Glue and Ghost of Seabiscuit, but here comes Nothing Mare out from the pack, passing Recently Glue, and it's all Nothing Mare. It was worth my time.
All right, we have a great idea for your next show, okay? It's called Guts. Kids competing in events of pure athletics, like bungee.
Oh, I thought you were going to name more than that.
Well, they do a lot of sports, but they're all connected to bungee cords.
Do kids know how to use bungee cords?
It's natural for some of them, but the rest spend the whole time spinning in circles, earning no points, which is a good metaphor for adulthood.
Okay.
And you know how kids show hosts are goofy, kind, and encouraging? Yeah, not this one. He's a bro who calls out everyone who trips, falls, or screws up even a little bit.
That won't leave any emotional scars.
Well, there is a cool female ref who will definitely be a positive influence on young boys in South Florida to grow up easily accepting women in positions of authority.
Well, that's good. And oddly specific.
Yeah, and then they climb a mountain. Excuse me? Facing the most dangerous natural elements. Falling rocks, lightning, glitter. Tons of glitter. Imagine a lot of glitter.
Okay.
Double it.
Okay.
Then, at the end, as a prize for their athleticism, a medal or a trophy. Yeah, a glowing meteor, taking things sci-fi for no reason, just like a pulsating piece of rock that has nothing to do with anything and implies that these kids are getting radiation poisoning.
Perfect. What's the tagline?
Ooh, I wrote it down somewhere. We brought it with us. Do you have it?
Let's go with that.
Bernstein or Berenstain? For years, the question has raged and fueled the conspiracy of altered memories and displaced realities due to the Mandela effect. Well, I have recently unearthed a video that has remained in my archives for over 30 years, in which I appear to put this mystery to rest. Be warned, what you're about to see is very embarrassing. The video begins with me waking up and bragging to my uncle about my Dan Marino jersey. After a few minutes debating if we could get McDonald's Chicky Nuggies for breakfast, I make a startling admission.
Mother's in there.
Huh?
Mother's in there is in my lunchbox.
Again.
Mother's in there is in my lunchbox.
Slowed down and enhanced.
Mother's in there is in my lunchbox.
Now, it does appear that I'm saying Berenstain Bears, but please note, at the time, I had a speech impediment, I had just woken up and my mind was on Chicky Nuggies, and I thought the Dolphins would go all the way in 1990, so my judgment was clearly impaired. In addition, if you notice, just as I pronounce the identity of the cartoons on my lunchbox, my head goes back and to the left, back and to the left, back and to the left. So, while this video doesn't offer conclusive answers, I think it adds substantial conversation to the mystery. I am not seeking compensation or fame from this, though if you do have some Chicky Nuggies, let me know.
Hello. I would like to formally apologize to Michael Bolton. I have spent way too much of my life with a cavalier disrespect for you and your work. As a teenager in the 90s, I associated you with supermarkets, dentist's office waiting rooms, and the radio station my mom and her coworkers never changed on the boring summer days when I would visit her in her office. I even never missed an opportunity to take cheap shots at your hair. Karma is not without a sense of humor. But now as I approach middle age and having lived both the highs and lows of romance, I find your voice a perfect manifestation of every emotion I have felt in the pursuit, revelry, and loss of companionship I've had in my adulthood. The same tones I mocked in my youth now play repeatedly and without shame, because while they haven't changed, I have grown into them. They're fantastic. I ride with your power, I soar with your key changes, and though I love karaoke, I refuse to do your songs a disservice. One does not doodle in Leonardo's studio. I've gained a similar new appreciation in my relationship to Kenny G, Al Jarreau, and Steely Dan, but for you, my love is on another level. I now hear your songs as personal tonal therapy, guidance in the face of uncertainty. No longer do I associate you with late-night infomercials. For now, when I am in the choppy seas of ennui, yours is the voice blowing my sails to shore. And when my children reach the age I was when I began my misguided distaste for you, I will be patient with them, for I know one day as they begin to gray, as I have, I will hear them humming Soul Provider, Missing You Now, or Spark of Light, and I will remind them that you, Mr. Bolton, have always been singing to us, and ask, please forgive us if it takes a little longer for us to hear it. Thank you.
Still balls wrapped around me.
So I want to tell you about the greatest night on social media I ever had. One night randomly, this is what I post on Facebook. I want to open a business naming celebrity impersonators. So far, I've got Not King Cole and Edward James Almost. And then, all of my friends started posting their own. George Clooney, Leonardo DiCaprio, Aaron Rodgers, Lyon Reynolds, Dud Hirsch and the Neverly Brothers, Tommy Lasorda, and then I had a couple more, Maybe Arthur and Squintin Tarantino, Paul Giamostly, Tom Hardley, George Clooney, and Bruce Willisant, May Beyonce, Danny DeVito, Phyllis Diller, Mark Wahlberg, Sandra Bullock, Joaquin Phoenix, Patrick Stewart, Faux Piscopo. And at some point in this thread, I made a prize. Whoever came up with the best one would get a free drink from me. Not Patrick Harris, another one from me, Ed Harris, William H. Maybe, Bob Nope, William Defoe, Nir Al Yankovic, Nopra, Don Cheadle, Barely Manilow, and the one that finally won, from a coworker, not a comedy buddy, Will I Am Not. All right, this is my Waldo headcanon. Buckle the up. Waldo was a sailor whose life was the sea till one day in Marrakesh he met an intrepid young spy working for an undisclosed country named Carmen Sandiego. They hit it off in a whirlwind globe-trotting romance as she's able to do important reconnaissance everywhere he's shipped off to. They spend every moment together in beautiful cities all over the world, always dressed in red. Till one day he thinks she's unalived on a dangerous mission. Broken-hearted, he ships off to his next port of call. She, having fought her way out of a gulag to get back to him, finds him gone. She thinks he didn't wait for her, swears off crown and country, dedicating herself to a life of crime, knowing deep down the one thing that she can never steal is the heart of the man she loves. Waldo does his best to move on, retires from the Navy, meets Lady Waldo, moves in, they get a dog, starts dressing in half red, showing the conflicting nature of his heart. But then he starts seeing on the news the exploits of this mysterious crimson criminal, robbing things from all the places that he used to go with Carmen. He sets off retracing the steps of the woman he loved. Is she alive? If so, was she using him the whole time? What they had even real? He's gotta know. And I know what you're thinking, why is Waldo smiling all the time? He's not. Every time we see him in the books, we are catching him at the exact moment that he is reminiscing about a memory that he had in that exact spot with Carmen. Complicated dude. That Waluigi-looking Waldo, that's one of Carmen Sandiego's henchmen who's in love with her, somehow found out about her romance with Waldo, so he crudely dresses like him to impress her and follows Waldo around to sabotage his search. Lady Waldo and the dog are looking for him to get him to come back home. She might be pregnant, I'm not sure if that's too much. And the wizard is Waldo from a dystopian future coming back to warn him to stop looking for Carmen, because when he eventually finds her, she's stolen a nuke that blows up the world. He transitions to all red, finally admitting that he's never going to get over her. And the reason that none of that's in the books is in a desolate wasteland, it would be too easy to spot him. What do you think?
Listen to me. You are so much more than your Spotify Wrapped. It tells me nothing about you. Really, you were into Taylor Swift this year, you inscrutable maverick? Let's go deeper. I want to know how many times you refreshed the pizza tracker when you ordered that extra large for yourself the other day. How many tabs do you have open on your browser right now? How many times did you not recycle because you were overwhelmed by the signs telling you what to do? After you half listened to that podcast about Israel and Palestine, how many people did you say you were reading about Israel and Palestine to? How many years have you had that bump on your arm that you swear you are gonna get looked at? What kind of fruit did you buy that's languishing in your fridge behind the takeout that you bought more recently? Did you brush your teeth today? Who was your guilty pleasure hall pass that you haven't even told your partner about because you're worried that they would genuinely lose respect for you? Spell out loud right now the word buoyant. I will wait. Nope. For me, 7-4, at least 8, 2-15, pineapple. I'm gonna Ellen Burstyn and Boyent. There, now we know each other.
Don't at me. Actually, please do. I need the exposure.